Welcome back to the fourth and the final quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show, along with Andrew. And I might add that
Happy Halloween.
Time goes by just a little too fast over here. We were talking about sports,
yes.
And let's talk about CBS picks the LSU-Alabama game for prime time game.
That don't happen often.
It doesn't happen, but I guess about every other year for LSU, and well, Alabama lately.
Actually, lately it's been the last 3 years we got picked on that game. So they know it's going to be a battle.
It's going to be a battle. I sure hope that the team that drives over or flies over to Alabama is not the team that started the game last week.
No, they were a little flat last week. I was in there watching that, and it was.
And then the second half, then they just ran away.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something happening. There's a little something. I hope they have a week off to fine-tune it and just look and look and look. And I don't know if it doesn't start with the players having a little battle amongst themselves, or coaches, or something. Something's not right. It's not just that game.
Here's my take on it. You had two offensive linemen that were dinged up. You had a center and a tackle. And they weren't bad, you know, they were just kind of bruised up. So the coaches said, we're not going to let y'all play this week. I want y'all to heal up for the Alabama game. Well, when you do that, you kind of send a message to the rest of the team that this week's game isn't important. You know, when you do that, maybe if it took those two guys who were kind of dinged up and played them at least the first series, let everybody go out like it's the starters, like it's the real team you're going to play. Then if they're a little dinged up, then you pull them out. You know, that's what I'd have done. But I'm not the coach.
You're not the coach. No, you didn't make that grade. Not yet.
That's my opinion. Is if the coach don't take it serious,
boy, there's so many opinions out there.
You think so?
Oh, Lordy.
They only got 80,000 seats. It can't be more than 80,000 opinions. Or you think it's more?
90, but right at 95.
Yeah, it could be 90.
Yeah. Nah, there was only 60,000 at that game.
That's correct. And I can tell you, by the third quarter, there was a lot less than that.
Less than that.
Everybody went home.
Last Sunday,
right.
I was given a tip by our good friend, our new friend, you know, that we've gotten real close to, Don Landry. Mm-hmm. He sent a notice out to a lot of us, high school boxers that he's gotten to know in the last few years real well. Mm-hmm. He said, in recognition of Sunday's Hall of Fame induction ceremony, LPB, that's Louisiana Public Broadcasting, would re-add the story on Louisiana high school boxing, which was filmed primarily over at the Lake Charles reunion about 3 years ago. And I happened to see it, and it really was good. I had watched it before, but I had forgotten. But we want to thank Public Broadcasting and Don for passing this information on, and I'm sure it'll show again, or you can maybe get yourself a copy of it.
There you go.
Opelousas General recently sent an article to the media that fraud calls were being made to some of their clients, that the clients were reporting after the fact, after they had possibly given out maybe social security number, members of the family, and other pertinent information, how you get your mail. I know you live at such an address, but how do you get your mail? All kind of personal matters. And this is a scam in our area, and it's, of course, right now, because of the new rollout of the Obamacare, it's not rolling out very well or very fast, but I guess like any computer program, it can be corrected. There's a lot of work to be done. Dan Burkhalter called me and asked if I would make a mention to everybody, not just the local Opelousas, but throughout the viewing area of the program, that you be careful, especially us senior citizens. They seem to pick on us because we're around the house and we want to talk to somebody, and somebody calls and they've got a good line, how you doing, saw you at the church, or they come up with schemes to get get this information out.
I think a lot of the general thing was that, we have a bill that you haven't paid. And it's like, well, no, I think I've paid it. Well, let's verify it's you. What's your Social Security? And that's kind of how they pull it out
All
of
kind
you.
of
Because people want to be, pay their bills. They want to be up to date.
That's correct. And Dan Burkhalter works part-time for the district attorney's office, and I'm glad that Dan picked that up and passed it on to us so that we can pass it on to our friends out there. Dan is available for your club or your organization, or I'm sure if a senior class would want to, in the business class, Dan would be willing to go and discuss these matters, because they also get to the young ones too, not just the senior citizens.
Don't forget, Friday is All Saints Day, a holy day of obligation. So go by and go to Mass, and I think almost all the churches have their full schedule of Masses on that day.
We clean Man Papaz, Bertha, and Gus. The Artigos, Eugene. Gus, his dad is Dupre. But the graves have been taken care of, and I guess I'll have to go get some flowers now and bring some fresh flowers.
All Saints on the 1st, and then Saturday's also.
Sat down and wrote a small check for my friend I met, I guess, 8 or 10 years ago with the old car shows that we were participating in, and we went to Kerrville, Texas, and while we were there, I went to the Catholic Mass there and met Father Ron, and I've sent him a little check once or twice a year to help. He's very close to his family, and he meets with them up in Arkansas at a family camp that one of them owns, and I try to help him out. Father Ron, of course, has, I think, 4 little communities that he says Masses on each Sunday. Busy little man.
There you go.
Hope you get the check, Father. What's roundabouts gaining fans in the state? Lafayette has had a real large amount of these roundabouts. And
our closest one is right there, Karen Crow, I guess you'd say that.
Karen Crow, yeah, and I've gotten used to it. It works out pretty good.
The first time I didn't know what was going on, but I figured it out afterwards.
They're putting them all over. Do we have any in St. Landry yet?
I don't believe so. I haven't seen any.
Not yet. Well, we'll end up with one. I guarantee you, just for the heck of it, we need to have one just to say we're not left behind again, But anyhow,
maybe with that new roads, with the road home back, it might be one of our roads that get redone.
I'll tell you what, we're gonna see an influx of new homes, new people moving into St. Landry Parish. I guarantee you that. And the flood insurance, I've mentioned that one of the reasons that it's going to be important to move above I-49 is the flood insurance rates, while they're going to be going up across the United States, the amount of the increase should be considerably less above I-10 than it is in Vermilion and Acadia along the water down there, and even parts of Lafayette Parish. So anyhow, what's kind of tough on some will help other areas, and we'll now have some roads. Now, that road program won't actually probably get started till next summer, next fall.
Because they'll have to bond out.
Yeah, they're having a meeting. This meeting, well, the meeting that's being held, this special meeting, is not directly.
Right. The first meeting is talk about the economic impact. But then I think that evening.
Kind of what I'm talking about for the last 2 months.
But I think it's that evening they're going to have the council meeting where they actually accept. I mean, basically they have to pass a proposal into the parish charter to say now we're going to use this thing that was just passed in the voting.
And then that's when Eric LaFleur, who will be handling the bond issue itself, he'll get the formal approval to go forward. I'm sure he's working on it, but going forward. And also the 2 engineering firms, Morgan Guru and Associates and the Oakwant firm in Eunice, Louisiana, they're going to start working on the engineering portion. And in the meantime, they're going to be working up a priority list, because they have to have a priority list to work off of, or it'll be illegal. Is what I understand. The charter calls for that. So you will be seeing in advance how you stack up in this new road program that we're passing. Investor Bank, I don't know if I don't think I ever spoke about the Investor Bank.
I think you have before. You brought them up.
I did bring it up. Investor Bank is offering some certificates of deposit. They're a new bank. They were formed in 2006. They purchased a bank Business Bank of the South, which was formed up in Gonzales, Louisiana area. And Investor bought this bank out, and we had stock in the South Louisiana Bank because of I guess
you had bought some stock, then they got acquired.
With J.E. Brignac, our partner.
Right.
And he has made the cut. He is now on the Investor Bank as one of the board members.
Oh, very good.
And they also said something about in the bank that they might be coming up with an IPO, which is an independent private offering, stock offering. So I hope that, because usually that's when you make your money.
You can make some.
When you come up with that.
All right.
Anyhow, Investor Bank is offering 24 months certificates of deposit at 1.05, which is pretty good. 12 months for 0.75. That's pretty good. So you might, they're right there in Lafayette. They're in a temporary location, but right across the road you can see where your new
The construction's
bank
going on.
will
Right.
be. And 25 years of pastoral and church anniversary, global House of Praise, and that's going to be this Friday, November the 1st. We've been talking about it for a couple of months now, off and on. And the preacher there, the reverend there, is Bobby Gradney, our longtime friend and successful pastor in the Lafayette area. But this is such a big event. They're expecting such a large crowd that this Friday event will be held at 7 p.m. in the Opelousas Civic Center. How about that?
It's a big building.
Stepping up, stepping up. Good luck to you, Reverend Gradney. Bobby, I call him Bobby.
And it's not, his regular church is right there on what we call the OG track, right in Fort Barry, on your way to Red Devil Stadium.
Yes, sir. And Lourdes Foundation hosted a large cocktail party, and one of the persons that I saw was a person who headed up Opelousas General Hospital, Bud Barra. Bud Barra now heads up the Lourdes Hospital in Lafayette.
He's the man that moved it from the old facility to the brand new hospital that they built.
The Godfather of Soul, which they're
James Brown.
James Brown. They're making a movie, and a lot of it's going to be filmed in Natchez, Mississippi. But in Lafayette, they had several events that highlighted it, and it brought in a lot of tourism into the Lafayette area. And I've got to find out who I was a partner with, but we booked James Brown. Can you imagine booked the James Brown? You remember that?
Godfather of Soul.
We had him in Thibodeau, and yeah, I'm getting my
Not
phone.
your phone.
Not my phone.
Don't make your calls till after the show. Thank you, everybody, for watching again this week. Be careful. It's Halloween. Most Halloween trick-or-treating got moved up to Wednesday, but there's still going to be people going house to house, so watch out for the kids.
Eternal God, you have boundless mercy and patience. Infuse these sentiments into my heart that I may bear fruits of mercy and peace. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for listening. And we ask you to tell a friend, and we also ask you to attend the church of your choice this weekend.